Welcome to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy, and I'm here today with Kevin Disse, and we are talking about how renewable energy is becoming more affordable. And Kevin is a great example. He works out here at M-State. He has an office at the Business and Entrepreneurial Services.
That's right.
And he's going to explain a little bit about what he does and what he's been working on and how renewable energy can become a more affordable option for businesses. And
that's correct. It's actually more affordable to be considered as an investment.
Okay.
To take a look at investing into renewable energies and get a greater return on investment than you can anywhere else.
All right, very good. I know the folks from Natural Innovations have put me in touch with Kevin, so they are a big supporter of what he does, and we'll hear more about that. First of all, Kevin, I want you to explain a little bit about a couple of your titles. You are a certified renewable energy professional and also a certified geo-exchange designer.
Yes, Carol, well, both of those are with the Association of Energy Engineers, which is a well-recognized association for energy professionals and certifications. Some people might be familiar with the Certified Energy Manager, which is another certification you can have from the Association of Energy Engineers. But the two that I have, I've chosen them mainly because of their focus in renewable energy. Being a renewable energy professional, with that certification is just a sign that it's credentials with my name, as well as the certified geo-exchange designer certification I have. And the geo-exchange designer certification is really kind of in a nutshell is this commercial geothermal heat pump systems. I have been recognized as having expertise and capabilities in being able to design commercial geothermal heat pump systems, which I've done several of those designs in this part of the United States here.
Okay. Right. Very good. So, Kevin, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you are working on right now. I know that behind us we have a pyramid of conservation. First of all, why don't you explain a little bit about that?
Okay. Yeah. When you start talking about renewable energy and even geothermal heat pump systems, you really should take a close look first at what things you can do that are lower cost, such as tightening up your envelope being your building itself. And if there's things that you have drafts, cold drafts, so let's take a look at fixing those. Most people are already doing it, but the important thing about the pyramid here is that it just shows that you should start with the low-hanging fruit first, of course. And once you go through the pyramid, like for example, in the bottom of the pyramid, you might be doing a home energy analysis, and the home energy analysis is really going to tell you what things you can make improvements on for low cost, or maybe even no cost, and get a big return on your investment. So once you move up the pyramid, you get up to the very peak is where solar, electric, and wind is at. That's renewable energy. And below that is geothermal heat pump systems. So it's really a good frame of reference, especially for homeowners. This particular energy conservation pyramid was designed for homeowners. It's difficult for a business to have one, and that's appropriate for all businesses. So what I do is I work with businesses in coming up with our own pyramid of conservation for their business.
All right.
And their operations.
Okay, Kevin, talk a little bit about how long does it take, this is you want to look at it as an investment on renewable energy, but how long does it take before it is actually returning, giving you a positive return?
Well, what a lot of people do is they'll start looking at, well, what's it going to cost me? And they'll say, wow, they get sticker shock. But they won't think about the incentives that are out there, as well as the tax deductions that they can get from a system by investing into it. For example, down in the Twin Cities area, individuals and business owners are installing solar PV systems and getting them for a cost of about 10% out of pocket of what the actual total cost is ending up being. So if it's a large system, it's going to cost, say, about $100,000. They may only be paying $10,000 out of the pocket for that.
Okay, describe a solar PV system.
A solar PV system is really, the technology's been around for actually 160 years. But it's just in the recent years, last few decades, it's really gotten commercialized, and today it's very affordable. What it is basically, the technology takes sunlight, takes the actual energy that's in the sunlight, and converts it directly into electricity. And then the whole system has many components, but the net result is you end up with the power that you can consume in your home or in your business. And in Minnesota, like every state in the United States has to have what's called a net metering law. So part of the system, so part of a solar PV system is the net metering process, where when you're not using as much power as what the solar PV system is producing, your meter is actually spinning backwards. Okay. Your light meter, your electric light meter is spinning backwards. So the net result of the system is designed for the application properly. You can end up with a zero cost electric bill.
Okay.
So
it's
like I say, it is technology that's been around for a long time, but just recently it's been developed to the point where it's more affordable, and it's getting to the point where it's it's a renewable energy system for us now.
Sure. All right. Kevin Disse is my guest today on Hometown Happenings, talking about how renewable energy is becoming more affordable. And he is located here again in Detroit Lakes. Of course, he's a local boy.
Yeah, born and grew up here and spent all but 10 years of my life here.
Okay. So how did you get interested in this work?
Well, I guess it probably starts way back when I graduated from college. As a senior design, for my senior design project as a mechanical engineer, I was looking at doing a methane gas producing system, and instead I got talked into doing a wind energy project. So it started at that level, and all my positions I've had within my career have always been focusing on efficiencies. And as I talked earlier on the renewable energy systems, you've got to cover your efficiency conservation efforts first. So it kind of was a direct fit for my desires in my career.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to hear more from Kevin when we return here on Hometown Happenings. Welcome back to Hometown Happenings. I'm Carol McCarthy here with Kevin Disse, and we're talking about renewable energy systems and how they're becoming more affordable. Kevin is working with businesses and also in the ag sector.
That's right. The ag sector is something that there's not very many people that are doing energy assessments with farmers. And really what we're doing is we're doing what's called on-farm energy audits. I've got to be careful using the term audit because a lot of people think IRS right away. So
it's really popped into my mind.
It's really energy assessment, and that has gotten me in more trouble using the term audit. So like I say, I've got to be careful with it. But the assessment is really going, for a farm, is really going through and reviewing all the energy usage. So one of the first things I do is I get all the actual records of what is consumed in the form of energy on the farm. So that includes maybe calling the Senex, local Senex, and getting their propane energy usage and their diesel fuel usage, and getting a hold of their electric utility and getting the records for the past 3 years, and looking at everything for past 3-year time period. And then what I do with that information is I analyze it, and prior to making a site visit, I'll try to analyze as much as I can, so that way when I do make the site visit, I know what to look for. I know where some areas might be for opportunities for conservation of energy. So when I'm on site making the visit, I will take a look at all the equipment and basically decide work with the farmer, take a look at what options we have for saving energy and looking at those items that will have the greatest payback.
All right. And what are we talking as far as payback here? I mean, thousands or millions? Or
some of the payback, a lot of people like to think in terms of payback period. Some of the paybacks will be less than 2 years. But what I like to look at is what's the return on investment on those dollars that they spend. And sometimes we can get return on investments as high as 100%. So it's really no different than going into the bank and putting your money in the bank, and the bank says, okay, I'll give you a high rate of return on investment. By the way, every time the energy costs go up, I'll give you a higher interest rate. So it's really no different than that. So there's nowhere else can you get a return on your investment in similar to what you can with investing in your own assets that are consuming energy.
Some very interesting things you've learned today on Hometown Happenings with Kevin Disse, who is a renewable energy professional, systems professional, and if you want to learn more, you can contact Kevin.
Yeah, if you want to learn more, I'm available here on campus at M State in my office, and it'd be best to call first. Phone number is 218-849-8181.
Okay.
I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have, and if there's some opportunities out there that you're not aware of.
All right, renewable energy is becoming more affordable, and Kevin Disse is proof of that. Your position here was non-existent before, and now it's here. So.
Yes.
All All right, very
Thank
good.
you, Carol.
Thank you for joining me on Hometown Happenings. For TV3, I'm Carol McCarthy.